I'm getting a bit of deja vu with the Black Lives Matter topic. Everyone's just kind of went quiet.
Yeah.
It was weird. So like I noticed it was less than a week, like 2 days after maybe this massive viral post and stuff like that. Everyone on my social media posts were like posting stuff about sexual assault and stuff like that, their experiences, which makes sense. It's a massive topic that needs to be discussed, and it's a massive issue that we should be discussing. But I noticed it was maybe like 3 or 4 days, just silence. No one's talking about it anymore. And it was almost the same as with the Black Lives Matter point. And I'm just curious. Do you think this is a social media trend, or is this activism,
Can it
or
be
both? I
both?
suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can it be both? I mean, I think obviously people really care about these issues to talk about them. I mean, I think people do care about them. But at the same time, I think you're right in the sense that, these days we tend to have this big furore about a topic, and then a few days or a few weeks later it goes quiet. And I think I've said this to you before. I think we need to maybe, if we really do want to get into activism and we really are passionate about these topics, social media is a great tool to get your opinion out there or to raise awareness. And obviously due to COVID, we can't really go out. So what could we maybe do after COVID to make sure that life is still given to these subjects, because they have such an impact when there's millions of people talking about them. But imagine what we could achieve if millions of people put that work and that effort into organizations, into charities, into maybe more public speaking. But yeah, I do agree. I think we do that in society now, don't we, where it's kind of this big hoo-ha about something and then it kind of dies down. This was really important though. I think this was a little bit different. But yeah, I do get what you're saying.
Yeah. I also think, like, going on about activism is that a lot of these issues people are very accusatory with their activism, where they'll say if someone's being silent or if someone's not doing everything they can to fight, say, like racism or sexism, then they're racist or sexist. And it's almost the same with this topic as well, as if there's anyone who's not posting about this or anyone who's not actively doing something, they're sexist. And I just think that we've got, at the moment, we've got a lot on our plates, and we shouldn't
Yeah.
be accusing people of not doing everything they can, especially when people, like 2 or 3 days after this big problem, that they're not going to post anything anymore. It's like, if you're going to accuse people of being silent, don't do the same thing 2 or 3 days later.
I mean, first of all, rest in peace to obviously Sarah Everard and her family, and condolences to her family. I think that's really important to say. And I do agree with you to the most extent in regards to, we do in society now, we accuse people very quickly. And if you're not doing this box ticking exercise of what people expect, because your own expectations are your own perception. So it was the same with the Black Lives Matter thing, when people were saying, well, if you're not posting on Facebook, then you're racist. And we know that's not true. We know I'm mixed race, and I know some of my friends were really active on social media and posting, and some of my friends weren't as active. And one friend I spoke to said, without going on too much of a tangent, she said, I would love to post, I just don't feel like I know enough about it. And I don't feel like I have the knowledge to speak on it. So I would rather listen and digest information rather than go and rush to post something that I'm not really actually thinking about and considering, which I thought was actually a really mature and great perspective to give, if that makes sense. Same with this topic. Now, I do think clearly we have a society which is very male dominated. And I do think we do have an issue with some males, but then we can't generalize and say that all males are like that, because we all come from women and men, really, if we're going way back. But at the same time, we obviously do have an issue in society where a lot of murders and rapes are perpetrated by males. So there is an issue in society, but if you're directly talking about the generalization of it, then I agree we need to be very careful when we generalize. And that's an issue I think we have right across the board now with the social media kind of culture.